Okay, so this is the Fed B. Not as like I don't like the Fed B nearly as much as the Fed A. The blue options aren't as good with the crew. We got a human, a slug, and a Zoltan. The real problem with this ship is how awful these two rooms are, the weapons and the shields. If you have borders or fires in those rooms, it's really difficult to deal with them because there's no venting except through the med bay. We do start with dual lasers, which is pretty good. Lato is not bad. I mean, it fires in 9 seconds, so there's a chance it can sort of snipe enemy weapons and make fights safe, at least early on, though we don't actually start with too many missiles. We have a level 2 artillery beam, so that means it fires every 40 seconds instead of 50. Once again, the data you carry is vital to the raiding Federation fleet. You'll need supplies for the journey, so make sure to explore each sector before moving on to the next. Thank you for the host, Elad. Are you people following Elad? You should follow Elad. Does Crypto the Necrodancer is also doing a pentathlon where he plays 5 roguelike games. Very entertaining. One of my favorite... No, that's not true. My favorite streamer on Twitch. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is going to put the human in weapons and put the slug into piloting. If I could only have one race... Oh. Like one race on my ship? No, I'm rubbish. I'm trying to think of... Boy, I'd almost want to... I'd probably just go NGs. I mean, as bad as they would be against borders, the fact that I would just instantaneously fix things that can move around the ship quickly. And mostly you can deal with borders with good management and pausing, plus all the blue options they would give. Alright, so yeah, we put the slug here in piloting because slugs cannot be mind controlled, and the worst crew member to get mind controlled is a pilot. Ship full of Lanius. Well, that has certain strengths as well. They're a little slow moving, but I guess since I'm not worried about other crew, the whole oxygen thing isn't a problem. Lanius could be an interesting option. They don't have a lot of blue options per se. Like, I mean, Zoltans, if I had like 8 Zoltans, my ship would have ridiculous power levels. Man, actually, that would make sense. Maybe I'll have to go change my name to Lanius, or I have to change my answer to Lanius there. Of course, we never surrender one of our crew to slavers. Who does that? Kind of a weird ship that you actually can power all the systems. But like all rock, they're just so slow to move, and Mantis can't fix things. Yeah, so I'm going to snipe their weapons here because they did have a missile system. So an Artemis. So we're doing this amazing thing you might not have seen last run where our shots actually land. It's pretty cool. So I always like trying to knock out weapons first if they're dangerous. We surrender. Take one of our slaves as tribute. If you destroy us, they'll all die anyways. Okay, so we got another human here, so we don't get a bonus blue option if we take this human. We're only getting about 15 scrap from this fight, so it's 15 scrap versus having a person that we can put on doors and leveling them up, as well as giving somebody else to help fight borders. So we will accept their offer. Go ahead, put them on doors. Yeah, it's 35 scrap to improve doors, or just put a crew member on it. Yeah, let's attack this ship. So we have a, looks like a mini beam and ion. Why do I put people on doors instead of shields? So, if I get hit with borders and my doors are not leveled up, they can just move anywhere they want to in my ship. Now, this layout's pretty bad. Typically, you're able to even move a crew member from, say, the doors to the shields in time that they could get that buffering. The 15% charge or rate increase on shields, or 10%, sorry, isn't as important as the fact that, you know, like I don't want borders being able to just freely roam around my ship. I can then use like venting to deal with them. So we got 15 scrap, and from the station another 9, 24 in total. So this is infinitely more useful, and I need it like, in case there's like the events where they just board instantaneously. Federation Cryptid Signal, we will investigate. Cool, free 21 scrap. 45 total now. Okay, barely have time to register jump completion before your ship warns you of an incoming ship with weapons hot. Okay, it's kind of gross. They do have mind control and a Zoltan shield. Okay, so let's run the human down here to try and distract our guy from wrecking our weapon system. It's only a level 1 mind control. Because we see that they're only at 100 health. And we just shot their weapon out of the air like a boss. Gotta do 5 damage to the Zoltan shield before it comes offline. And then we can do actual damage to the ship. Okay, getting hit in the weapons is a little bit gross. Let's try and get that repair. Alright, mind control by Zoltan. Again, send the humans sort of to deal with that. Just trying to slow down them damaging my systems. Okay, that's a little bit more reasonable. Okay, got 12 scrap from that fight, 57. That does allow us to get our shields. There's a store, though. There's nothing I really want to buy at a store over getting my second shield online. As much as I would like a weapon. Just because it's typically good to buy weapons early on. But we already also have the artillery beam, so I'm more inclined to go for defense. Okay, everyone's healed up. Okay, mini beam and a heavy laser with no other boarding, so we will intervene to defend the outpost because we can't take damage from this fight. I'm just contemplating whether I actually want to shoot them or not, or just hit them with their laser in case they try to run. Maybe it's not that's like not an option. Because it's a defending of the outpost, that ship doesn't run away. for pointing shields. Yeah. So, of course, relying on the Artemis is makes all these fights pretty long. I don't want to spend LATO missiles that I don't have to. 3 fuel, 18 scrap. 3 fuel, 19 scrap. Pretty solid reward there. Oh, another store. Okay, so we can take... Okay, let's check out how many jumps we have left in the sector. 1, 2, 3, at least 4. So we can do 1, 2, 3, 4. We get one more jump before we go to the store. We might be able to actually get enough scrap to buy a low-end weapon. No good. It's still worth checking it out, I feel. If I can sell the LATO. Or there's just nothing here. Okay, LATO. Oh, LATO only sells for 10. Right. Yeah, 54 scrap doesn't get us much of anything. Yeah, Artemis sells for, I think, 17. What is the worst weapon that you could have 4 of and win the game? Well, that's... That's a little bit tricky because, you know, if you have hacking, you can basically win with anything as your weapon setup. I mean, I guess like 4 heavy ions, you probably couldn't. 4 basic lasers is as weak as a weapon gets while still being a weapon. Let's see. Good fortune. We have problems to each other. Nothing personal. Nothing personal. All right. You got a missile, so I will try and missile down their system. Need to turn off the auto fire here. Okay. Here comes a rock. There goes my shields. Okay, that started to fire. That's good for us. And now they're trying to get away. That was a pretty gross evasion. My beam should do at least 2 damage, so 1 more gets them killed. I should have hit their weapons instead of the oxygen. That was silly of me. Alright, now we just win. And I have to deal with a fighting Engie over here. So let's see, yeah, so he had like 4 basic lasers, which would essentially be the worst weapon, depending on systems. I guess you could technically win with that with good hacking, and you can actually have a setup where you can't take damage from most of the flagship. But then, you know, you have boarding, a teleporter. You don't really need strong weapons, and you can win without them. I guess worst weapons would be ions with drones. That's really sketchy, though. I definitely stay away from trying to use offensive drones. They're just too unreliable. I actually put together a weapon tier guide. So that's sort of a guide that or how I view weapons in FTL, their rankings. Let's go ahead and attack the Slaver Scum. Not a safe fight. They do have essentially the same setup we do. And so this is a burst laser 1. That fires 2 shots. Don't know what this bomb is. Okay, that bomb hasn't fired yet. That makes me think it's an ion. Okay, so that will shut down a system for 20 seconds. They shut down our doors for 20 seconds because they're fiends. All right, got through the Zoltan shield. I'll wait for the beam to soften them up here. We surrender. Take one of our slaves as tribute. If you destroy us, they will all die anyways. An NG? Yeah, we'll absolutely take an NG. Okay, that is 5 crew. So NG, tons of blue options, really great with repairs. So we'll just move them straight into shields. The case could be made to put NGs indoors and the human in shields because you kind of want the human to move around to fight borders. And then the NG would hold the doors down to allow for that. But as I said, the fires are really bad in this part of the ship, so I already want the NG down there. You received a message from a small convoy. They're looking for some military supplies and offered to improve my reactor for 5 missiles, 2 drone parts. I'm going to actually turn this down. I don't know how much I'm going to have to rely on my LATO missile to give up 5 of them just to save 20 scrap. Let's go ahead and just decline. Unmarked nebula in civilian sector. Okay, we'll just go civilian sector here. I don't have long-range scanners for nebula, so we could get a lot of empty jumps. I wouldn't mind getting some free stuff in the stores to try and get a weapon. So switching our LATO for a weapon we could use more reliably is one of the goals, as well as probably getting engines up to level 3 or 4 in the sector. Okay, well, there's a store right off the bat. That's cool. No traps, it looks like. Fair enough. Alright, hello travelers, your ship seems outfitted for combat. Yes it does. Care to take a bit of mercenary work? Sure, you know, it's like a summer job. Agree to rescue a store. So that's also a store. Okay, can't get much with 59 scrap plus the LATO sale. That's, that gives us 69 lols. Well, that could get us a flak 1. A lot of probably better weapons I would prefer, so get a little bit more scrap. Plus, any weapons we get, we're going to have to do an improvement on our system. Alright, so you got cloaking, we have a sun, so as long as we have a shield up, we're okay in the sun. So we just have to take their weapon system down 1 notch so that we're safe. This means that it'll only cause up to 2 fires on our ship. If shields are down, they can cause as many as 5. It's kind of disgusting. Alright, that's shot down our shots. Okay, let's go ahead and have you 2 guys work on that oxygen. Okay, 12 scrap. Piloting down, 2 fires. This is fine. Okay, I would like my crew to heal up what I can before we actually have to jump. Never mind. I'm just gonna have to go and jump. Alright. Heal everyone. So I can do 1 to rescue the store. Okay, let's actually hit this store, see if we get something good. And then we can hit this quest here. Like I said, don't want to keep relying on the Lado if I don't have to. I'm also a little bit low on fuel. Hull Laser 2. I'm actually quite the fan of the Hull Laser 2. I also have Mind Control. That's kind of interesting. Since we have the Slug, Mind Control is always online, even in Nebulas. So I sold the Lado. I could absolutely get the Hull Laser, but then I couldn't get anything else. And I couldn't actually improve my system. 25 scrap. Do I go for the guaranteed weapon? So 25 scrap gets a Hull Laser over my dual laser, which it isn't that much better over my dual laser. And that's 60 scrap to get it online. I think we're going to just pass. Okay, we will buy fuel. I always like to have about 13, 14 fuel on a ship. Everything else here is pretty awful. Let's get 2 repair. Okay, I can get 3 jumps before that quest, so we'll go ahead and do that. Intervene, defend the outpost for double rewards. Alright, so we can't get hurt by the ship, mini beam and ion. Fortunately, we also can't really train against this ship. Now the ions, the beam weapon you can't train against, it hits 100% of the time. So you can't train on shields or evasion there. And if the ion hits the shields, then you also don't get training because it pulls person off the shields. Two fuel, 10 scrap. Another 2 fuel, 14 scrap. Okay, cool, 76. Alright, once you arrive, screen lights up with warnings. Alright, straightforward ship. Charge laser and some sort of bomb. Got a human and it looks like a rock on the enemy ship. And they hacked our engines. Alright. It's got the charge laser online. Stun bomb? Okay. So stun bomb is 17 seconds. I forget how long it stuns for. It's actually a fairly long period of time. Mostly it's used for boarding. And by mostly used, I mean when you're incredibly desperate or you started with the Mantis C and it just comes with the ship. Elsewise, it's awful. Super awful. Get 3 fuel, 15 scrap. Oh. Okay, so wait a minute. We go store... 2, 3, 4. By the way, I'm going this direction. That doesn't change. So yeah, we go 1, 2. We can't go around, otherwise it's a dive. Alright, come on, store. Make it worth my while. Let's engage and rescue the space dock. Is that a defense drone 2? Okay, defense drone 2. That's pretty lame. So that can shoot down at all of our shots. Well, it can. Defense drone 2s can shoot down laser shots as well as missiles. And it shoots pretty quickly. So it would be really tough to actually time our weapons so that the volley happens at the same time to distract it. Now, luckily, we're safe, though, because they only have 2 basic lasers. So we're just going to rely on our Artemis to fire. Okay, so they're in an empty room here. They had to put out a fire. Alright, now we at least have that drone down. Fence drone back up. Alright, 19 scrap plus 5 hull repaired. Drone control, cloaking, and hacking. So, like, no weapons. Okay, so this is a bit of a problem. We're going to start running into 2 shielded ships, and our weapon system becomes really awful against 2 shielded ships. And the kind of awful I'm talking about that we might have to actually just start relying on the artillery beam. And have to upgrade that. Don't need repairs. Wow, that's cool. That point actually isn't being overtaken. Aid the civilian ship, chance at double rewards. Okay, you have a missile, so we are going to have to use one of ours to take down the missile. Or just to ensure that we take down their weapon system. How fast can the artillery get? I think its fastest is 20 seconds at level 4. Now, what's kind of cool about the artillery beam is you don't have to fully power it. Like, even if I only have it at level 1 power, it just powers it gets its charge at that speed. So we got 7 scrap there, 4 hull repair, a lot of free hull repair. Turn on oxygen. So what I sort of like to do, what I hope to do in any given run is actually not rely on the artillery beam and instead, you know, sort of just upgrade it at the end when dealing with the flagship. That's what an ideal run is that you have strong enough weapons that you don't have to use the artillery beam or lean on it as much. We're going to have to, though. Like I said, we're going to run into 2 shielded ships, so the Lido has to hit them in the shields for our dual lasers then to be effective. And that's just not a winning strategy. So now our time is it's 30 seconds. So that's really terrible. That's a pretty long fight of us not like doing damage to enemy ships. No, we're not going to take the bribe. We will try to be a hero and attack the pirate here. We're safe in this fight. Ooh, you got mind control. Okay. Okay. Let me float a power bar here. Send the Zolted in just so I don't take up hull damage. Okay, so it's actually level 2 mind control. So we see how the human has 115 health instead of the normal 100. So he's doing crazy damage. Fine, a previous offer was not generous enough. Let's improve it. 5 fuel, 6 missiles, 9 scrap. This is one of those times where I really want to take this offer. I mean, 5 fuel, 6 missiles is a ton. 9 scrap is not. There's a chance at a double reward here. And it's very possible that, like, that enemy ship runs away and we get a lot less. But, like, 90% of the time I would take this offer in Sector 2, but I just need scrapped towards getting a weapon online when we find it, so I'm going to reject it and risk not getting something better. It's going to be tough to be an improvement over that offer, though. Wow, the dodge when they don't have anyone in piloting or in engines. That's pretty sick. Okay, so we got 22 scrap. Thank the heavens you showed up. We don't have much to offer as a reward, but our engine should be proficient enough to patch up your ship a bit for the nasty fight. So we got another hull repair that we didn't need. So that is the third hull repair event that we've had so far. Alright. Next sector. Rebel-controlled or rebel-controlled. Both of those are pretty gross in that they're exactly the same thing. So, lots of automated ships in rebel sectors. Tend to have high evasion. Okay, we have a store right there. I guess we risk it to see if it has something. Okay, Flak 2, Heavy Laser 1. Wow. Heavy Laser 1, that's legit. Flak 1 technically would have been the weapon I would have preferred, but Heavy Laser 1, fantastic. So now we can hit 2 shields and then try and hit them with the heavy laser. So at least we're fighting with those ships, 2 shielded ships now. I'm not going to sell the Lado because everything's currently online as is. And if I get 25 scrap, I might just get it online to give us more options of dealing with enemy ships. That was a pretty fantastic pickup. Mercenary ship, of course. We totally like doing mercenary work. Great. I was worried no one would respond. My usual carrier is days late, and we need to deliver this cargo of drone parts to a small station a few jumps from here. We can't afford to pay another carrier, but they will surely tip you generously. Sure, I'll take your 5 drone parts. Where is this quest marker? We might get there. They normally give us a pretty crappy offer. I forget if the slug gives us blue options because of mind control. Or their telepathy ability. Okay. Rebel ship hails you. Federation scum, we've waited a long time for this. Looks like it. That's a pretty gross weapon system, not gonna lie. It's a pretty sizable missile plus 2 heavies. Okay, breach, fantastic. And they took the missile offline, even better. Okay. Okay, now I'm just gonna wait for the artillery beam. Alright, weapon system now completely offline. So heavy laser is fairly ridiculous weapon, aside from the fact it's 1 power for 2 damage every 9 seconds, which makes it one of the most efficient weapons. Its chances of causing breaches and fires is like 30%. Now it's silly as it actually says breach chance low, fire chance low, but 30% is like one of the highest for not being like a pure fire weapon. Okay, do I want engines or do I want to get my missile online just to have something else? What's safer? I don't really even have the power for it. So we'll just go engine and a power bar. A little bit more evasion. Okay, cool. You only have one shield. That's nice. The ship cannot hurt us. Good fight. Alright, so we got 2 missiles, 21 scrap from there. Okay, 2 shields, missile, and hacking. You're not as nice as the last ship we fought. And you're trying to run away. My artillery beam. That's pretty jerk move. Okay, gonna try and hit their piloting so they don't get away. Wow, we're really not gonna get that Artemis, the artillery online here. Yeah, the ship's evasion is fairly ridiculous. Okay, at least we got that offline now. Let's see, doors. You actually do have to get into shields. Okay, that's kind of gross that my shields are down. Don't hit me in the shields. Don't kill my NG. Don't take down my weapons. Okay. No, go ahead, stay there. I still need my shields online. Okay. Okay, shields are online. Weapons are online. Go ahead and try and heal the NG so they don't randomly die from if this missile comes back online. Okay, took a bit of damage there. Alright, 12 scrap. Go ahead, fix my artillery. Alright, so now when we need to, we can get the LATO online as well. Okay, so we got a another missile drone system this time. Okay, double beam drones and the ions. Wow, so the missile is definitely scary, as well as the fact we're in an ion storm with 2 beam weapons, and this can hit one of our shield bubbles, exposing us to a ridiculous amount of damage. Alright, so I'm going to be toggling and pausing between my beam here. So I actually want to shit Lado in the weapons. Yeah, I guess so. I was kind of maybe do it in piloting. Okay, that's amazing. That's pretty ridiculously amazing. Okay, piloting is now down. And we're up to a single shield, so yeah, we're now exposed to a potential lot of damage. Okay, don't worry about weapons. Okay. Shields up. Too crude, try and put out that fire. Okay. Three fuel, 2 missiles, 24 scrap. Who else needs healing? Select pilot. Fortunately, can't get the power bar I want for my Lado while I'm in a hazard event. Gonna have to wait a jump. So, like I said, tons of automated drones in rebel sectors. And it has hacking. That's cool. I need fights for scrap. What are you hacking? Okay, we have an ion, heavy, and a burst 2. It's a pretty gross weapon system. Okay, the O2... Okay, it looks to be only a level 1 hack, so we should be fine. See if I can snipe their weapons down. And we can. Okay, should be good the rest of the fight then. Okay, breach in the piloting here, so that's offline permanently. As repairs go, you have to fix a breach or put out fires before you can do repairs. And since automated ships can't repair breaches, they can never repair their systems. So we got 11 scrap and a map. So we got to be there in 3 jumps. 2, 3, 4. Is that really it? Looks like it's going to have to be it. That's close. I'm not going to risk it. So let's get that power bar I talked about. And get the Lado online as well. Okay, you receive a message from a small convoy. They're looking for military supplies and they offer to try and improve your reactor. Okay, I don't have a store in this sector. I don't think there was... I don't think it was a green sector coming up. Was it a green sector coming up? Don't want to risk this for the power. That would put me at 8 fuel. Yeah, let's go ahead and take it. Like I said, if it's green sector next one, it's likely we'll come across a store quickly. Or we can just buy more fuel there. Yeah, 1, 2, and then the exit. Alright, let's see. Find the station and they respond to your hails immediately saying, "Took you long enough. We practically no use for these now. I refuse to pay full price. Take this and leave the cargo in our hold." Yeah, so they're offering 30 scrap for 5 drones. I've seen as low as 20 for this event. 30's not bad. I don't really have a use for drones right now, so I'll go ahead and take it. Store sell drones for 8 scrap by comparison. Alright, Rebel ship is guarding this beacon. You order pursuit course. Okay, you have hacking and drones. Is that a burst 2? Okay, now it's a burst 1. Defense drone, combat 1 drone. Okay. Alright, they hit my sensors. That's awesome. 3 projectiles against my 2 shields. So I'm definitely inclined to... What do I actually want to hit? Let's go weapons since I don't know what my missile's going to take up. No, let's do shields. They should not have a buffer point in shields, particularly with 2 systems. Wow, it caused a breach. That's pretty fantastic. Okay, we just shot their anti-drone. Bombed me in the shields. That's a problem. Yeah, 14 scrap is not enough scrap. Okay, we can finish off the fight here, no problem. And they just immediately shoot their drone down again. Alright, so at 74 scrap, we're not doing amazing, but we're not bad. Weapon system is still pretty weak. 3 projectiles in the Lado. I would definitely like another weapon to get online. What sector are we in? Yeah, we're sector 3. I sort of would like to have 4 engines right now. Technically, we could afford it, so that's not that bad. It's just that the weapons are still fairly suspect. Of course, we're going to attack the drone. Okay, so we have a burst 1 and a mini beam. That's not too awful. We're not safe in this fight until we hit their weapons down. There we go. $25 scrap. Investigate the station. It was either abandoned or stripped clean. Unfortunate. Okay, Zoltan control, and we're down to 4 fuel. Zoltan ships are pretty gross. I had to hit them with every single one of our weapons on the first volley to take down their Zoltan shields, which is not very cool. No store right off the bat. But we can go 1, 2, 3, and we'll see a lot of jumps. Alright, so it's 80 scrap to increase the power on my artillery beam, if that's the route I'm going. I prefer not to. So, gonna have to hold on to scrap right now. Really no other improvements I can do. Okay, halberd beam and charge ion. With the charge ion down, we're safe. Halberd beam can't pierce 2 shields. Alright, at least we're now fully trained in weapons, though. Okay, 1 missile, 27 scrap. Do I get fuel? Do I see a store? Alright, so that lets me see 3 more jumps. What is with all... Oh, okay, that's 3 shields. That's 3 shields. And hacking. Don't hack. Oxygen. Okay. I guess I can live with oxygen. Being hacked. I also kind of live while breathing oxygen. Okay, that I'm gonna have to repair. I'm gonna really be relying on the artillery beam. Okay, I don't care about evasion. I do want that beam up as fast as I can possibly muster. Okay, cool. Now we can actually hurt the ship. It's a pretty gross hack. We'll actually want to take that offline. Alright, hey, we got 3 fuel, 32 scrap. So at least now we have some jumps. Alright, there's the store. What do I want to do? How much... I mean, obviously 3 shielded ships are pretty terrifying. And I want weapons. Do I push now for the store? Wow, that jump actually connects. Okay, I have 4 more jumps. I could do 4 more jumps before the store. And actually, all those jumps, this one doesn't connect over, but 2 of them do, so if things go badly, we can just go to the store. And hopefully do some pretty drastic improvements to our ship. Okay, we'll just see this store. Cool. We'll go to this store then. At worst, we'll just get some fuel. Drone control, cloaking, way too expensive. Those weapons are bad. Small bomb's good, it's just that I'm not going to replace my Lado to a small bomb. It costs me the same power to do just 2 system damage versus 1. I'm not going to be able to get that Hermes online anyway. Yeah, these are just not viable options. Heavy ion's garbage. Okay, alright, well, intruders, borders shouldn't be too much of a problem. We do have quite a bit of crew. And let's see, my door system's online. So let's go ahead and vent this person out. And we'll just move those 2 to medbay. Okay, that's fantastic. They're moving, just turn off the oxygen right now. Close that door. All right. So yeah, that's a really good example of why, you know, banning doors and getting up to level 1 and over shields is the airless death maze. Exactly. Got some labyrinth action going. Two. Alright, I'm going to wait for the O2 to come back online in case there's some awful event like they hack my O2 or a breach in a very bad section of my ship. Get one more jump before we hit the store. Like, if we could just find a flak or a burst. I would even like a burst 2, but even just a burst 1 would be really good. I just need projectiles to take down shields. We will attempt to follow and help them. Our search is hopeless. Alright, let's go to the second store with our 149 scrap. Drone control, cloaking, mind control. Halberd beam. We actually can get the halberd beam online. If we sell the Lado, we actually could go halberd beam. I think we have to. No reason not to. Okay. So halberd beam, really strong weapon. Even though we don't have a ton of projectiles taking down shields. By comparison, we should be able to fairly cripple ships every 17 seconds when the halberd beam goes off versus, you know, the 30 seconds we're waiting on the artillery. Let's see, repair, that's kind of worthless, and whole beam is pretty terrible as beam weapons go. Is it the worst beam weapon? Damage-wise, I mean, fire beam, I'd almost actually like fire beam more than that. And bio beam is pretty gross. Alright, and we actually already have the power. Oh yeah, let's get some fuel. Alright, 11 fuel. I would not be against jumping back to the store from one of the or two of these jumps just to ensure we have more fuel and some repairs. We're prepared. Let's see. Due to stasis sleep, so we got to study. They either hit us with borders and we have a nasty fight, or we just get some cakes made from stiff dough. And 15 scrap. 16 scrap. Okay, let's go one, perhaps back to the store. Aha. Let's say you arrive in an asteroid field and are greeted by Zoltan Guard by attempting to access these mining fields. You're in violation of the NMPA. NMPA. Your weaponry will be confiscated for processing. We do not have time for this. Okay, so that is a... That's a glaive, and a heavy, and hacking. That's a pretty ridiculous fight for Sector 4. Okay, what are you hacking? Don't be a jerk, don't be a jerk. Sensors, you're not a jerk. GG. Wow, they got hit by a ton of shots. Okay, yeah, my charge time should be fast enough. Okay, the halberd beam is down, or I'm sorry, the shields are down. That's really fantastic. Random hit to the engines, even better. Okay, there we go. Just want to make sure that glaive does not go off. Wow, we were pretty fortunate there. It didn't seem to evade many of the asteroids or our shots early on. Do I want to actually go to the store? Kind of forget how much fuel was even there. Oh, 3 fuel? Okay. Do I want the automated reloader then? Let's be greedy. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pick up the automated reloader. That actually does affect our artillery beam. So that's just got its speed or its charge time improved by 10%. Okay, it looks like we can hit the distress and then the exit. 3 shielded ships. Was that a defense 1? Okay, defense 1, so that doesn't affect any of our actual shots. So I'm just going to turn off engines to power the artillery as much as I can, and I'll turn them back on when I actually have to dodge stuff. I shouldn't have to, though. Curious what kind of bomb weapon that is. Wow, all of our shots hit. Okay, cool. I appreciate that. Let's eat a ton of damage and go do repairs. Oh, that was the wrong thing. Wow, that was actually as useful as that drone could be in this fight. 4 fuel, 17 scrap. No, I'm okay not accepting that surrender. Two fuel, 32 scrap. Alright. Let's see, do I buy power? I think I can skip out on power right now. We'll just keep toggling off between the engines and the artillery beam. We can get away with that for a while and just go focus on getting level 3 shields now, which is 100 scrap. And then power it, and then we can start doing, probably, we'll have to get more reactor improvements. Intervene to defend the outpost, of course we will. Yeah, unfortunately the streak ended first ship of the night. How's it going, tough as nails? Artillery beam. Sure, don't evade any shots. That's cool. Chilling at work. Nice. 18 scrap. This is Sector 4. Get away out of here with your 18 scrap. 34. Okay, thank you. 85 total scrap there. NG Homeworlds are rock controlled. Of course NG Homeworlds. I have an NG. Not really worried about drones. We don't have... Okay, so NGs will have a lot of... they're going to have a lot of drones, but we don't have to worry about things like cloaking or boarding. Well, against NG ships. There will be other ones. A couple stores here, not actually that interested in stores. Unless we get low on fuel again or take some unfortunate damage. So yeah, saving up 100 scrap to get our third shield. Strange bug, can you assist in debugging? I will absolutely. Listen to your problem. The sole blue option for humans in FTL. Mantis is grateful to see another human and introduces himself as Robert Smith. And apparently the human was the cure for Robert Smith. He explains he's from a nearby human colony and would appreciate being returned there. Okay, yeah, I think I just want a Mantis to help deal with borders versus the 40 scrap save on improving engines here. 13.5-hour night shift. Any 13.5-hour shift is pretty brutal. Good on you. Yeah, so we'll just take the Mantis. Shields and piloting. How am I in shields? Wow. Yeah, you're actually going to go to shields. That's cool. We can put you to shields. We put the NG indoors. And I'll just go ahead and move the human sort of in the med bay to help in these two areas. So now we're a lot stronger in dealing with borders. That's cool. No, I can't trade fuel. That's no good. Let's check out the distress. It was a trap. Speaking of borders, wow, 2 bombs, and I'm assuming that's a heavy 2. It's a heavy 2. Okay, would you like to meet my newest crew members? Wow, all 3 shots hit. That's amazing. Let's do a kind of disgusting amount of damage here. Firebomb, huh? Ooh, an eye into the shields is a little bit gross. Doesn't really matter. The only 2 weapons up are currently their bombs, so our shields aren't effective against those anyways. They have no one piloting their ship. No thank you on missiles. 3 fuel, 38 scrap. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get our 3rd shields online. Alright, now we're just focused on trying to get some power. Alright, advanced hacking tools. They have tried to shut down our engines. Okay, that's a bit unfortunate. So it looks like they have a missile, another heavy 2, and a basic laser. And a combat drone. Oh, I can't actually improve. I was about to toggle between my my power on my engines, but I realized I don't even have engines. Right, got the shields down. Charge time wise, we can try and snipe their ship. Hopefully we can actually take down a weapon. would have preferred missile, but that works. Not my doors. Alright, halberd beam go. I would like to hit 4 rooms. I want to hit 4 rooms. Thank you. Through fuel 20 scrap. 20 scrap? What? Alright, not a power bar though. A store. Let's see. I get a jump in before the store. So if it's an empty jump, I don't know. I am low on fuel and I could use some repairs. I just wouldn't be able to buy much of either. So hopefully I get something from this jump. You arrive near a small fleet of civilian NG ships. A simple decryption translation of their comm frequency tells you they are having a frantic discussion about something obviously troubling them. Let's have our NG crew talk to them. You offer to help and a summary of their ship's mission. They respond, our goals have analogous elements, however not all available for disclosure discretionary necessary. I will offer our help. Secret technology stolen by Mantis. Implicit connection to rebels implicit. Track Mantis to hiding rebel base, uploading coordinates. Okay, so we didn't get anything from there. And this is kind of lame. So this is an unlock quest. Both of these, we have to hit... One of these quests is a decoy. And the other one will give us coordinates to the ship we actually have to face, which is like some humans on a Mantis ship. Alright, so yeah, I skipped on the store. It was the first store we saw of the sector. NGD Homeworlds normally has a dumb amount of stores. And by dumb amount, I mean 3. That's as cheap as repairs get. Sure. I mean, why not? Okay, distress, store, quest. How many jumps do I have left in the sector? 1, 2, 3, looks like 4. Okay, so ideally we get something here. We go to the store just to wrap up some fuel, just so we're safe, hit the quest, and then leave. Beam weapon, carefully cut them out. Help fellow pirates. Oh wait, no, we're not the pirate ship anymore. That's fair. That's fine. Scrap is scrap. 28 scrap, 1 fuel. A little bit of window shopping. I actually don't want any of those things. Okay, perfect amount. Well, if this is not the decoy, that would be fortunate. Jeez, you appear for one of the rebel bases that the NG's told you about. It appears abandoned except for one scout ship. Perhaps you can extract information from them. Okay, they have 3 shields. And they're going to run away. Sure, board into sensors. We'll just ignore those guys then. So we have a heavy 2, chain, and this basic. Timing's not amazing. So this will fire at 10, this is like 13, and this will fire at 17 before getting faster. So our 3 shields should hold up for the first volley. Yeah, well, Halberd Beam has at least 1 damage through level 1 shields. Okay, cool, got a weapon offline. Why don't you go in there when the humans actually do show up? Help us slug out. Wow, so I wasn't expecting dodges in the fact that they have no one in piloting, they have no one in engines, and their engines is damaged. So that's a pretty low evasion there. I think we'll be okay. Stop! This isn't worth dying for. Demand information on the stolen technology. Of course, that's why you're here. Yes. They passed by here, but I had nothing to do with it. I don't know what they were carrying. I'll transmit coordinates now. Just let us go. Alright, so we lucked out. That's actually the quest. Cool. Well, you will let them go. So we can fight some mantis in an NG ship. Get some pretty decent rewards, I think. Actually, I should really have them. No, wait. Yeah. I was thinking I should have them in sensors because Mania sensors lets me see inside enemy ships, but I already have the slug. So, false alarm. Gonna move them back for repairs. Hit the exit. 16 scrap and a free hull beam. Alright. Hull beam is pretty terrible. Way worse than our halberd beam, but we can sell it. I guess we'll go engine controlled. Okay, we have got the quest, got the distress. Is it worthwhile hitting the distress before the actual quest? Sure. What's up? Satellite defense system has gone haywire. Yes, I did. It's not a bad game. I wasn't like amazed by it. There's certain things I liked about it, some things I didn't quite love. Yeah, there was some... I feared a guy, and he became locked in a loop where he looked back and forth and could not. Oh, you got flying? I didn't quite get like that. NG crew, blue... Oh, 3 fuel, 58 scrap. That is a reward. Level 4 engines, power bar get. Yeah, I actually was really... I did note it, like, there were certain aspects I was like, oh, that's kind of one of those things that's there for speedrunners. Like, there was just this random, like, anchor point you could grapple hook to in a tunnel. I was like, okay. Also, fun fact, where I'm working, the game dev is on board of directors. Oh, okay. So the things were, like... I was frustrated at any point in time where I had 3 use features and none of them were of the thing I actually wanted to do. Oh wow, so we got 3 humans and that's a gross weapon system. That's a 2 burst 2s and a burst 1. That is that's 8 projectiles. Okay, yeah, human, go ahead and deal with that. Okay, gotta maximize evasion the best we can. Oh my gosh, the double miss. That's not good. That's really not good. Okay, Mantis is going to be working on shields. Okay, NG, go help him out. Okay, please do not make silly misses this time. Good. Usually doing anything in the morning, then I have school fun. That seems like a hectic sleep schedule, though. So yeah, there were like times in Mark of the Ninja where I was like, okay, I want to move this body, and then my two like keys are, like both my mouse keys are, you know, like pick up the body, and E also like picks up the body, but instead it just goes into cover because that was highlighted. I was like, what are you doing? Which ship is this? This is the Federation B. That was a little less gross volley. Starts with dual lasers, Lado, and a level 2 artillery beam. Alright, let's ask about the Mantis ship. Likely ploy by rebels to avoid breaking down aggression pact with NG, 97.56% likely. Your mission will assist last Federation fleet. Correct coordinates. Transmit coordinates of the Federation fleet. Satisfactory. Delivery of the tech will assist in Federation cause. Gratitude alone insufficient. Commencing ship repairs and compensation. So we just got 2 fuel, 55 scrap, titanium system casing, and 8 hull points repaired. Nice. So yeah, that's actually the stealth ship unlock. Get it? Because they're inside a ship, so it's a stealth ship, I guess. Alright, let's just heal crew. Yeah, the first run of the night was a Federation C that just got RNG'd to death really early on. It was sad. Alright, so technically I'm still a little low on power here. I have tons of things to sell. Did I forget to sell the auto drone at the store? I think I did. That was foolish. You playing easy or still a baddie? It does take... FTL is a hard game for... You know, just... It's getting used to like prioritizing and setting up goals for like every sector so you know what to sort of anticipate. But it is kind of nice because I mean with that, like that's the challenge. It isn't if you have like insane Twitch reactions, that's not really necessary. Or, you know, some like weapon accuracy, it's you can just pause and think about what you're doing. But yeah, it can be kind of overwhelming to start with, but it does get easier. You learn something from every run, or you should learn something from every run. Okay, let's go ahead and get a power bar because I have things to sell if there actually is a weapon I like. At a store, I don't like running 3 projectiles halberd beam. Flagship's gonna have 4 shields. No, I don't need fuel. Okay, we can get one more jump in before we actually hit this store. Unlucky in getting weapons. Well, do you maximize? So what? A lot of players, when they start out, they kind of rush through sectors, trying to get to the exit as fast as they can, and they don't maximize the amount of jumps within each sector, so they get tons of scrap and chances to actually get weapons and rewards. So we got an ion charger. That's actually kind of a weapon. The store doesn't have anything. It's slightly better than nothing. Well, no, it's not slightly better than nothing. It is better than nothing. It's not a bad ion weapon. And with our setup, it actually will fire fast enough that it could take down level 4 shields by itself without missing. As long as it doesn't miss. What do you have? Okay, you have cloaking and literally nothing else. Drone control. I don't think I want drone control. Hacking would be tempting. Alright, anti-drone's pretty terrible. We have halberd beam. We're not going whole beam. Doing double beam weapons is typically a bad idea unless you have hacking. Titanium system casings, I will sell that as well. So now I could buy cloaking. I can buy 2 systems with this ship, correct? Yes. I think cloaking is the way to go. So, okay, I'm in Sector 6. I still have this sector and the next one to get ready for the flagship fight. Okay, now I'm a bit better. My issue is getting caught up in one system or end up cloaking shield and then like 2 lasers and a missile. Also, are you playing with Advanced Edition on or off? Let's go ahead and just get cloaking. The thing I'm contemplating is whether I actually want to sell this charge or not. Whether I get a better weapon than this. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll just do cloaking. We get the evasion for missiles. We have tons of hull already. So I'm okay with taking a little bit of damage in slightly longer fights. We'll keep this, like I said, in case I just simply don't get another weapon on. Okay. Yeah, that actually, it does make it harder. Advanced, yeah. They actually made, I think it's predominantly due to hacking, because hacking is gross. Oh, wait, I got 4 scrap left over. Well, let's go ahead and buy a fuel. Okay, so the reason we need better weapons is the flagship is going to have 4 shields. So, 3 projectiles, 4 shields, even with piercing from the halberd beam, that's not going to get it done. We should be okay for most. Sort of okay. Actually, I might, since we're relying on the halberd beam, I will upgrade weapons to get the charge ion over the heavy laser, because that will take down more shields for us, even though the heavy laser is actually a better weapon. They insist that they must destroy your ship to prevent the virus from escaping. Okay, hold on, let us try to purge our system code. Is a never do one. Never do one. It halves your engines and your shields. So this will give us, if we get this fight, we get a fully trained NG named Virus. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, you have hacking and 3 shields. That's admittedly a little gross. Well, we haven't got Virus yet. Ooh, wow. Okay, defense drone 1, anti-combat and you are... there is a defense 2 drone, so that can shoot a shot with 3 shields. It's going to be tough to do damage to this ship. And, okay. And they just hacked our engines. That's actually kind of bad. So this is an Ion Mark II. It's going to fire a projectile like every 4 seconds to ion down our shields. And then we have this heavy laser here. Ripperoni? No, no, no. It shouldn't be Ripperoni. Hopefully it's not Ripperoni. I do have the artillery beam here, and I do have cloaking. So if the ion damage gets like really gross, I can just cloak under it for a bit. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and... Well, no, let's see if I can actually get my... Don't want to go shots landing or... Okay, we'll tie with the artillery beam. Let's give ourselves time for that. So we'll just cloak here for a second. Oh, yeah, no, I will frequently have oxygen turned off. Okay, what did our... That was like one of the worst artillery beams. But we actually took down their weapon? Let's see if they move away from piloting. Okay, so they moved away from piloting. There's a chance we actually... I just need 2 shields to go down. Their evasion should be kind of terrible. Or we just shoot a drone in the face. That's unfortunate. Alright, but at least we're not taking any weapon damage right now. So even though I didn't hit a lot of systems with my shots... Okay, that's cool. Yeah, let's just keep their weapon systems down. Okay, artillery beam, go. Wow, with the ship destroyed, you scrap it and prepare to jump away. 2 fuel, 2 missiles, 37 scrap, and a defense scrambler. Defense scramblers sell for 40 scrap. So that's effectively 77 scrap and Virus, the fully trained NG. That's kind of ridiculous. So we're not going to put him on shields. We're going to put the human on doors. And we'll put the Mantis here. I mean, I'm not going to waste his talents. Let's see, there's my power distribution. 75 scrap to change up my weapon system a little bit. Right. Do I get a power bar here? Oh yeah, so I haven't got a power bar since I bought cloaking, so yeah, let's go ahead and do that. That's fair. Three, 4, 5, 6. Intruder on deck. Alright, young Mantis in a charred uniform has teleported onto the deck. He begs for sanctuary from an NG and offers to serve in exchange for your protection. The NGs have already traced the teleporter signal and are offering a deal in exchange for the prisoner. So option 1, we have a 50% chance of getting a free Mantis, and the other chance of them like damaging a system, and we have a fight. Option 2, we will never get a free Mantis, but we can get a high scrap reward. We get a high scrap reward and take damage, or we have the same essential fight that the one offered us. We're not desperate on crew, so let's go for high scrap reward, hopefully. Engine captain is delighted and quickly arranged for the transfer of the prisoner. 57 scrap for turning in a Mantis. Okay, that distress beacon is a dead jump, doesn't connect to anything. So let's save up 75 scrap so we can get our charge ion online. Wow, this looks like a pretty straightforward fight, to be honest. Let's attack the automated ship then. Okay, we have burst laser 3, some sort of bomb, and an ion weapon. 2 shields. I should, like, power up my artillery beam here. That's technically good enough. Okay, we'll cloak the burst 3. Oh, let's actually repair our weapon systems. That might be a good idea. It's like a cool notion to have weapons that work. Top tier tip. Functioning weapons. Right, that's GG. 49 scrap, investigate the station. 22 scrap and a combat drone Mark 1. That sells for 25 scrap. And just like that, we're at 138 scrap. Is there a store? 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're just gonna hop right into the store then. We have plenty of things to sell. Drone control, no. Backup battery, pretty gross. Gross drones. And weapons I can't use. Yeah, so I was just looking for either lasers or perhaps a flak weapon. That's not here. Also don't have mind control or hacking. That's the last system we'll get. If we have the opportunity. So yeah, go ahead, sell the defense scrambler. Don't need that. 201 scrap. So that gets our ion online. That keeps our heavy online. And we can get a power bar. Hey CWP24, thank you for the host. How's it going? Oh, I also have to kind of heal up a crew here. Okay, so we can beat the flagship with our weapon setup as is, as long as it's not. Our weapons are fine because we have the artillery beam, and we have potentially like 5 projectiles. It's going to be a little hokey, but with the fully trained human and the automated reloader, our charge ion can just absolutely annihilate shields. So the thing would be getting either mind control or hacking to help ensure that our shots actually hit. Oh, I could have bought 2 fuel. Let's see. Assistance required. Danger. Imminent destruction. Respond. Move in to assist. Did Nocturna living off the land deathless? Notice the reference in there? That's an FTL achievement, living off the land. 3 win streak. Nice. Okay, we got a missile, a chain ion. That's like one of the worst weapons in FTL. And a heavy too. That's a pretty good weapon. Double Mantis Borders. That's gross. Okay, so we go Mantis Human. Yeah, shields aren't actually that important right now. Just want to cloak the missile. So we need at least level 4 engines to be at 100% evasion. Okay, so let's do a quick little switcheroo here. We're going to order our 2 crew out of the room and the other 2 crew out of the room. So we will see how they have these green marks now in the shields. We can now highlight those crew and reorder them back into the room. And do the same with the second pair. And we get them to switch while in the room. Really? Okay, I actually don't want auto fire on anything but the charge ion. Okay, you guys go actually heal up in the med bay. You can go and repair engines. Alright, 48 scrap and contact the NG. The station was in the process of being evacuated. A number of civil NGs offer their gratitude as they finalize their preparations to leave and give you 4 fuel. I saved your life for 4 fuel. Sure. Okay, let's go ahead and heal everyone else up. Yeah. So unfortunately my streak has ended though. It ended at 16. We had a just absolutely brutal fight in Sector 1 with the Kestrel C. You know me, and I don't like blaming RNG. I got RNG'd to death. I will totally search for the ship, and I will take 5 damage to my hull. So, actually, I had a bad fight beforehand that it jumped away because I missed several shots. And then I missed pretty much the first two volleys completely missed, and they hit my weapons, and then they hit my piloting, and then they hit my engines, and then they hit my engines, and then my piloting, and then there were a bunch of fires, and I could not get away. It was a sad time. 20 scrap and a free anti-personnel drone. Fair enough. Zoltan controlled our civilian sector. I just don't want to even deal with Zoltans. I'll just go civilian sector here. I don't even know if Zoltan Border Police can happen outside of Zoltan Homeworld. I'm not going to risk it. Screw Zoltan Border Police. Yeah, no, I'm not... So there's, of course, the disappointment of losing, but then I really feel that it wasn't my fault, that there was nothing else I could have done. So I guess I take some solace in that. And yeah, 16 wins. I mean, I never tracked before, but my previous best was 9, so +7, pretty great. Single life form. Are you mentally stable? You find a colony that seems to be recently attacked, exploring destruction. You find a lone survivor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'll ask him to join a crew. We can get some random rewards here. I'm not as concerned more possibly with borders. Charlie the NG. The repair NG. Bold strategy there, Charlie. I guess we'll just put Charlie in sensors because... okay, we'll put Charlie down here. Again, these are the hardest two repairs. I can't vent. Keep those systems online. Everyone else here, it's fine. Sensors I don't need because I have a slug. Alright, Sector 7. So I can manage with my weapons. Flagship fight, I feel like I can. I would like level 4 shields, even though I do have cloaking. It just makes a lot of the fight safer. I also wanted the crew there because of Phase 3, the flagship fight, dealing with borders. Although NG, not the best fighter in FTL. Some say the worst, in the fact that it's the worst. Alright, let's see. Stay out of this or you'll be next. Concentrate fire on. Okay, you have drones and a Zoltan shield. Let's go ahead and attack this pirate. Okay, you have burst 3, burst 1, and then just a basic laser. I like that. It's almost like you... If it had a burst 2, aside from that would be an absolutely cheating ship power-wise. It would have been like if the ship went for the cycle. Boom. Okay, so yeah, I want to dodge or use our cloak against the burst 3. There it is. That's pretty weak attack. That's okay. We can sink some damage in. Three fuel, 27 scrap. No, piracy cannot be forgiven. Mercenary work that we picked up and did, that's forgivable. Mercenary work is good, honest living. Pirates, though. 53 scrap. Pirates are gone. You signal the station. They give you another 23 scrap. That's some paperwork to get done, but good luck and good night if I don't see you again. Okay, well, thank you, Toughest Snails, for stopping by. Oh, no, I have a, yeah, I'm using a GFX Enhanced Visuals mods. It's, creates really super sexy backgrounds. It's different. I had another one. Crow is a big cheater. Also true. Wait, I mean, no, it's not. Shh, Elad, you're not supposed to tell him. All right, let's see. Have 150 scrap, 180 get shields. I'm just inclined to get another power bard. Cool. Okay, so hacking or mind control, 75, 80 scrap. What is your specialty? They'll upgrade my sensors. No, I don't need upgraded sensors. That's just silly. Oh, so that's all the stores. Cross fingers for a pre-igniter. Pre-igniter would be kind of silly good. I wouldn't buy one. If I got like a free one, sure. Stealth weapons automated. Ooh, automated reloader now. Automated reloader, super tempting. In that we're totally gonna get an automated reloader. So now we have double automated reloader. They do stack. So we have 20% increased speed. Yeah, but they stack. Not all augments do. We now have fully trained crew, so that is 20% faster weapon speed. Also, pre-igniter doesn't work with artillery beams, and they do work with, but artillery beam does work with the automated reloaders. And a special command just for you, Elad. Fleet Pursuit Indicator. Yeah, I tried the balance mod once, and I like the changes to ships. I don't like the changes to prices. I feel special. You should. Okay, we can go check out the other store. Yeah, I don't need humans. It's fine. Just mind controller hacking. That's all I really need. Hey, Marsala, how's it going? Heavy laser 1, FTL jammer, another automated reloader. Another automated reloader. Can I get to the other store? I cannot. You know, Vulcans are pretty awful in that they're totally awful. Yeah, I mean, they're slow. They're like a slow artillery beam. A slow, worthless artillery beam. Sure, I guess at this point I feel obligated to complete my collection. Alright. Let's go ahead and get just a little bit of fuel. We will get 10 when we leave the sector. Vulcan best weapon in the game. I think that's wrong. I think that is objectively wrong. All right, well, let's get some scrap. No, these are bad weapons. Good fortune we have to run into each other. Alright, so let's charge ion their shields. Okay, so Mantis, go deal with that. NG, be a punching bag, if you will. Oh, wait, no, I got this human here. You're a little bit better at this. No, I don't need to cloak that yet. This is a really weird weapon setup. Halberd Beam is an amazing weapon. Okay, NG there. Again, I just don't want them messing up my artillery beam, which is about to wreck their lives. That is a terrible offer. Oh, the biobeam? Yeah, biobeam is not great. I mean, it works okay on the slug ship because you have two other weapons, and one of them is a dual laser, which is pretty fantastic. And so you can just set up to get crew kills with it. Lock people into missiles. Well, that's just a flak weapon, Elad. Honestly. What you really want to do is you want to take a Zoltan into your missile weapon, and then you hit them in their windshield, and it just jams them up. Full of Zoltan goo. Then you got something going. Yeah, I'm typically not a fan of using ion weapons. I kind of didn't find weapons that I liked, but we should be okay. It's going to be really weird because how it interacts with damage and knocking down shields. Trying to ion damage them down. Just that ships have such high evasion in hard mode, and cloaking and ion weapons are a bad time. But we have triple automated reloaders, so, you know, whatever. I will lead you to your destination. You'll give me 26 scrap. Where is your destination? How could you not make it? It's right there. If this is not a trap, I will be very disappointed in you. Shortly after you arrived, the ship was escorted. So they just... Was it 28 scrap? So they just gave us, like, 100 scrap for a jump. That's kind of amazing. I will never surrender one of my crews to slavers. Under the windshield to reduce visibility. Okay, I got a missile. So the missile's the only gross thing on this ship? Really? This is a pretty terrible ship. I'm gonna dodge that out of spite. Uh-huh. Okay, so I'm just gonna hit your weapons and your cloaking and your med bay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're a filthy human. No, I just want scrap. $59 scrap. That's pretty rockin' repair. Okay, we can just go distress then exit. Beam weapon, carefully cut them out. 50 scrap. Cool. You look like a military vessel trying to get back to our homes alive. I'm an engineer. Trading could improve your reactor. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not using any of those things, and I'm going to get 10 fuel, so why not? So I have 2 more power I can actually use towards something. Let's go to the last stand. You arrive at an outpost close to the Federation base. Your axodes get you past initial security, and an officer sets up a direct feed to the Federation base's war room. Surprised they don't actually charge me for this. This is how inept the Federation is. Admiral Tully speaks first, saying, "What is the meaning of this? Who are you?" We explain the secret mission that everybody else seemed to know that we were on, which is met with murmurs of cynicism and disbelief among the officers. General Churchill of the NG Brigade speaks up. Intel suggests potential counter to rebel technology. Risk all or save none. And by risk all, that means us. And to save none, it's them. We're saving them. So they just put us on a mission to save them. It's amazing. We explain the weakness of the enemy fleet, the rebel flagship, because that's a weakness. Giant cheaty ship totally responds, "It is settled." The rebels will be here in a matter of moments, and we will do what we can to stay as far away from that horrible, horrible ship as possible while you deal with it by yourself. Please destroy it so we don't have to deal with it, and we'll give you like GGs and some appreciations and other things. Good luck. Oh, aid, sure. We got 6 hull repair and 10 fuel. Nice. Thank you. Thank you. That is super kind of you. Okay, there's the repairs. There's the base. Let's see. What do I want to actually have? So I have 2 more power bars I can play with. I'm sort of inclined to go engines. Oh, the streak is dead. Streak is gone. I died like 2 minutes into a run. I know. I was there. It was sad. It's unlikely we'll find a store. I don't really need the repairs. Few scattered vessels. I would like some scrap for improvements, though. Well, okay. I mean, that's a store. I have 35 scrap. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, well, if it's any consolation, it wasn't my fault. Yeah, I don't want to dive. Store here. Maybe get something before we get to the store. Like I said, I would still really like mind control or hacking. Okay, you move into attack. Fair enough. Wow, those are atrocious weapons. Okay, we will send... Where's my Mantis? There's my Mantis. Mantis, go say hello. So yeah, that's a Vulcan. It's super not scary. Oh, my weapons now appear not to be so scary. Sick dodge. Okay, we'll just cloak that. And we'll take one of those weapons offline. Oh, they took off the Vulcan. Just because. Alright. 2 fuel, 2 missiles, 53 scrap. Alright, that lets us possibly buy something at the store. I just didn't want to be a loiterer. Didn't murder crew. Well, I don't have a clone bay. I mean, I've never murdered crew in my life and have no idea what you're talking about. Have you spoken to my lawyer about the matter? Why do you not have hacking? Kestrel C. Kestrel C. It, I think it evaded 5 of my first 6 shots in Sector 1, and then it blew up my weapons, blew up my piloting, and blew up my engines, and started fires, and then it hit my piloting 2 more times. So I couldn't even run away. Scrap recovery arm, battery charger. I don't even have a battery. They don't even offer me a battery. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with drone control. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Oh, now that's going to be a dive. Dang it. That's okay. It's not okay. It's okay. Alright. I need to have improvement in oxygen in case that gets hacked with a level 3 hack of the flagship fight. I really should have just a buffer point in piloting. It's generally a good idea. I'm not going to do that now. I just want engines for this fight that we're about to be in. Because it's going to be... It should be relatively gross. This is a dive. So we're going to deal with ASBs. Yeah, I guess so. Okay, so you have a Vulcan, Flak 1, Borders. I wanted to buy the Mantis to help deal with Borders. By the way, that is a cheater ship. That's a 4-powered weapon, that's a 3-powered weapon, that's a 2-powered weapon, and that's a 1-powered weapon. 7, 8, 9, that's a 10-powered weapon system. Oh, DLC? That's scummy. Pay to win in FTL. Alright, so I'm gonna... We're safe for this fight, damage-wise. I just want all my systems to come back online before we jump away. Get that sweet fuel. Alright, I'm gonna hit the repair. 25 scrap. 2, 3. Okay, buffer point and oxygen, just so I don't forget. Let's take a couple more fights. Still could use scrap. When the rebellion is complete, you'll see the safer world we provide. Well, you won't, but you get the point. They arm their weapons. That is some weak trash talk. So I got Flak 1, Burst, and Burst 1. What is it with my doors? They keep boarding in my doors. Yeah, that's fine. Please don't run away. No, I'm not going to take that garbage surrender. 47 scrap. Alright, hit the showers. Oh, that's gross. I was hoping for one more jump. Alright, so this is what we're going to go to the flagship with. Shouldn't need doors in phase 1. I will take piloting so I don't eat a random missile to it. I'll take a buffer point as well in cloaking. Alright. Here we go. This is it, the Rebel flagship. If you're able to destroy this monstrosity, the Federation fleet will have a chance of surviving. There's no turning back. Yeah, so we got the flagship fight. If you played on normal or easy mode, you'll notice the difference of these rooms actually being connected, the missile and the laser cannon. So the normal strategy of just DPSing down the missiles and having pretty safe fights doesn't technically work as well. It's a little bit trickier. So it's going to cloak right off the bat and send out a level 3 hack. That's why we had to improve our O2. So we don't die from asphyxiation. Alright, so we're going to see where their hack goes. Pretty much this is a DPS race. I don't have anything to actually increase the likelihood of my shots hitting. Okay, piloting. It's a little bit gross. A little bit gross. Oh yeah, totally believing in Artie. Okay, let's cloak those missiles. Okay, so I have their shields down. What do I actually want an artillery beam? So normally I would say I would want to artillery beam the missiles, but I'm not going to be able to actually do enough damage to take the missiles offline. So I want to take off their cloaking just so they don't cloak in my ions. Just keep hitting them. I'll just hit their hacking for good measure. What, if I had hacking on my ship or taking off their hacking? I'm not totally concerned. You saw how I'm mainly just going to try and out-damage them as fast as I can. Yeah, it would be nice to hit it. So it's mostly, so I want to take the cloaking offline so that my charge ion damage keeps stacking up and taking down their shields. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh yeah, start a fire. That's cool. Okay, want to take that off. Uh-huh. Okay, yeah, this is, that's phase 1. Good fight. Oh, you sniped me at the end. Because I randomly moved my slug. Where are you going? What are you doing? Alright. Yeah, already helped. I'm a little bit disappointed I can't actually improve Artie to level 4. Okay. So now we'll prepare for phase 2 of the flagship fight. 29 scrap. Okay, there's no actual improvements I can afford. I will want to get at least level 2 doors. So we're going to open all of our doors right now. We will be boarded by a boarding drone. And it's going to cause a breach, so this will limit the oxygen drain from that. But we're going to stay right where we are. This will help set up phase 3 kidnap strats. Because I don't think we killed off much crew. You chase down the flagship by staying right where you were and discover it is heavily damaged from the previous fight. Scans indicate it has redirected considerable power to its drones. Get ready for a fight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, we actually killed more crew than I thought we did. It's not fantastic, but that's alright. Okay, so now we're going to have to deal with this drone system. It's a Combat 1, Beam 1, Defense Drone 1, as well as the boarding drone. Hey, Sir Waffles, how are you? We're not going to cloak the initial missiles. We want to cloak the drone swarm. It's an event, much like asteroids or a solar flare, so even if we destroyed their drone system, the event will still happen. Okay, boarding in oxygen. Cool. We can send the Mantis. Sir Waffles, thank you for the host. Yeah, just start eyeing down their shields if possible. If you hit, I would appreciate it. Or don't hit, that's also fine. I mean, you know, we all do our own special things. Okay, I'm gonna switch those guys up. Okay, that's gonna have to be good enough just to start getting some damage in. Try and take that missile system down. Okay, didn't take too much damage there. RD beam is activated. Probably. I try to remember if it's only one jump or not. In Sector 1, there's typically not like a lot of really good jumps in Sector 1 to miss out on scrap. And if you just get like an empty jump, then it's not worthwhile. So I would take the fight and guaranteed scrap to come from the fight. All right, here's charging up. Okay, let's move you out. I'll get my human, I guess, to work on the breach. Okay, here comes the drone swarm. How gross is it? Beam, beam. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 combat drones. So that's actually seated. Those will always be the exact same drones we deal with. Alright, took a little bit of damage there. That's cool. We just win. Alright, now we can at least afford doors. This weapon setup is hilarious. The reason it's hilarious, for those just joining us, I do have 3 automated reloaders. Who needs hacking or mind control when you have when all your weapon time is essentially halved? And no, even with that setup, I actually still wouldn't think the Vulcan's any good. Okay, so we're going to now jump into the flagship and initiate what is known as kidnap strats. The idea being that if this fight goes bad in Phase 3, or we just get overwhelmed by boarders, we can always jump back to the base, and this means that we always have a safe spot to jump to. Okay, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crew, a little bit gross. Our Charge Ion's going to be doing double damage against the Zoltan Shield. It is a, like, 2 Zoltan Shields. We have to actually do 10 damage before it comes down. There's also going to be an event where it shoots lots of lasers at us. 7 of them. And so we want to cloak the event again. Well, I don't have any way to counteract mind control. Mind control my Mantis in sensors. Okay. Guy's going to absolutely annihilate my sensors. Oh, don't fight my NG. Wow, we just got annihilated there a little bit. Okay, so what's gross is how mind control this guy actually just ignores our door system and runs through the ship freely, and now he's interfering with my pilot. That is a problem. Okay, switchman shields. I got fire in my med bay. And I have potentially one more border to deal with. Okay. Alright, so we're going to cloak the event. Jeez, that Mantis is just wrecking us. And I thought that beeping was somebody else. I now have 3 crew. Okay. I'm just going to let them beat on my shields. Get the evasion. Maybe I luck out and get a snipe of actual damage in. And we did. Okay. Alright, do I jump? So the mind control's over, my crew's pretty beat up, I still have 4 boarders and they're going to destroy my shields, but I'm about to do 8 damage to the flagship. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That feels sketchy. Okay, we're gonna do it. This guy's actually kind of is repairing shields. Once our halberd beam does 2 damage to the piloting, their evasion drops to 0. And they only have 2 shields up. Sure, this is a plan. So all I need to do is halberd beam them one more time. Yeah, it's fine. It's totally okay. And we have like 4 new crew members. Did lose one along the way though. That was unfortunate. Rebel ship was destroyed, throwing their fleet into chaos and ensuring a Federation victory. That was a pretty fast run. Considering I died in another run, I don't know why that was, I know we kind of zipped through there. You give me GGs, but then you give me the onesie Y. Score of 4801. Wow. 34 ships defeated, 1,561 scrap. We had a lot of green sectors. That's probably... We really didn't have that many fights. 34 fights is really low.